Hello and welcome, and thank you very much for joining us here on Didi Rugby Live. My name is Martin Crowson, and today I'm going to be joined by recent Grand Slam winner Alex Matthews. Before we get on to Alex, I just want to thank you very much for joining today and just ask you to hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber to Didi Rugby, and you'll be finding out about our next broadcast and when that will be if you hit the notification bell. Please follow us on social media as well, and also on our website, didyrugby.com. Alex, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Hello.
Before we get on to the fantastic occasion of the weekend you've just got back from, let's start with a bit of Didi Rugby news. You're a franchise owner in Worcester, in the Worcester area. Several classes going on there, and you've got some new classes opening up. So tell us a little bit about them, where they are and what age group they're aimed at.
So we just launched our Sunday classes at Purdeswell Leisure Centre. So they run from 9 till 11 a.m. for our 3 age groups. So yeah, they're great fun. We've got a good coaching team there. And we're mixed in between the outdoors and the indoors sort of facilities there, which is good for when the sun is back out.
Yes.
Not it's miserable outside right now, but
do both if needed.
Yes, yeah. Which is it's great to have that flexibility.
And the age groups are 18 months to 3 years, 3 to 4s, and then 4 to 6s.
Yes, yeah, we've got a busy senior group. Just need to get some more little ones there.
And there's a free taster session for everybody if they wanted to pop down and have a look, isn't there?
Yeah, free taster, and we're also offering half price at the moment for the first month of their membership.
Okay, great stuff. What's it been like, Alex, to be an athlete who's still performing for a country and running a Didi Rugby franchise as well? Because we were talking earlier about professional athletes coming out of their time when they've been playing the game and moving on to businesses, and that's something you've decided to do. How's that process been for you?
It's kept me busy, that's for sure. But no, it's sort of good having something else outside of rugby, just a different focus. You get time to then shut off from rugby, which is quite good, and not think about that because you are so focused on this side of life. But no, it's good. It's just given me sort of an insight to something else, and also growing the game that I started at 3. So yeah, that I clearly love. I want to encourage for other little ones to do.
Well, we say we're never trying to make internationals out of the youngsters that come along. They can learn so much, can't they, at Didi classes at that age?
Oh, definitely. So I haven't been, obviously been busy with the Six Nations, haven't been to a Didi session for a while, but when I go back at the weekend, the amount of progress they would have made would be ridiculous. But it's even just like their confidence, not even sort of their physical skills, just their social skills, and yeah, just their smiles. It's contagious as well, which I love to see. And it's nice to see like the parents, their interaction and how enthusiastic they get as well. The kids just thrive off of it.
The feedback from parents must be nice as well.
Yes, yeah, no, it is good. It's obviously, it makes it when you get a lovely email and saying how positive and how great the Didi team at Worcester are, sort of makes it all worthwhile, even if I'm busy.
And talking of big smiles, let's go back to the weekend in France, in Bayonne, where you and the England team won a 4th consecutive Six Nations. First question, I guess, after seeing you covered in blood after about 8 minutes, was how's the head?
Yeah, it's just a little scratch, so it's fine. When the Didi parents actually messaged me saying their daughter was watching it, I was like, oh no, I hope it hasn't scared them from Didi Rugby. But no, it's just a little unfortunate angle I think I got caught on, but my head was fine, thankfully. And yeah, it's just an awful lot of mess for what it was.
Yeah, some stitches in there, I see. Is that
a
hard time?
Just in some internal stitching. So yeah, won't be too scary.
Okay. What sort of sense of achievement was that for you and the other ladies to win a 4th consecutive tournament? But at the same time, I also saw the other day that you've not lost for something like 903 days now, which is absolutely ridiculous achievement. And I guess the question is, how do you maintain that drive to keep that run going?
Yeah, well, I think it was 23 out of 23 matches we've won now in a row, which is it's pretty incredible. I think we've beaten the sort of female running league But I think we just want to get better and better, and that's how we've got drive. See, we're number one in the world at the moment, but it's our processes and our performances we want to sort of target, and not just the outcome. It's how we can beat teams, and it's all another stepping stone for the World Cup, really, because a lot of teams are going to be working hard behind the scenes that you don't get to see. So it's going to be a tough competition.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll move on to that in a bit. But what about France? Because they've been perennially your toughest challenges. Were they as tough to beat as they normally are?
France are always tough. Definitely. I think they outplayed us, to be honest. They performed better at the weekend. We just played a boring game, and how to win a game, and that's what we did, rather than doing all the fancy, showy rugby that everyone likes to watch. Unfortunately.
Yeah. What did you do so well during that half an hour spell between after when the French took a lead and then to when we got to half time and you were leading 21-7 with the game? Not won yet, but it got a long way towards making the right moves. What was so good about that half an hour?
I think we're just on the same page, so we know our processes. We know, our next job, what we're going to do. So we can just work our way up the field. Our driving maul is quite a threat at the moment. I think all three of our tries were from that. So just stayed tight as a group. We knew. I think as soon as they scored, I think we knew that's okay. It's going to happen. We need it to happen as well. We need it to happen now so that we'll be prepared in a few months' time. We've got confidence in each other. Just control the game, discipline, and I think the ref was on our side. I'm not going to lie. But don't tell Holly that.
The challenge from the other home countries during the tournament was certainly a serious one, and with Wales moving towards professional contracts now. Did you sense yourself that those sides are improving, even though the Ireland score was one-sided in the end? They'd put some serious physical effort in from the first moment. And do you feel that those sides are now getting better? And how important is it for those sides to get some sense of professionalism as well, like of Ireland and Scotland?
Yeah, the standards definitely, without a doubt, improved. It was the toughest Six Nations yet, and the score definitely doesn't reflect the game. I think Ireland, it was 10-0 at half time, and it was a hard first half. I think we were quite tired going into the change room. We're getting tested, even though the outcomes don't show it. But it's just great for the game, for the growth, for the standard. More people want to come watch. More kids will want to get involved. More adults. It's great. And I think on the back of it, Italy have just announced their sort of launching 25 professional contracts. You obviously got the Welsh that have a handful have gone professional, and I think they've got a few part-time, and then I think Scotland have a few as well. So it's just Ireland that needs to catch up now, but hopefully in the next few years it will all come together, but otherwise it's hard, isn't it? Some teams go professional and soon the gap will just widen. I think nations sort of need to kick in now and support the women's game, because it's definitely growing. I think sort of seeing the crowds and the support and atmosphere at every game, it just shows that people want to be a part of it, and it is something to invest in and get involved in. It's an exciting time.
I was just going to say, maybe 3 or 4 years down the line, when those countries have gone professional and they've caught up, it's going to be absolutely mouth-watering competition, isn't it?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's going to be so hard. God, my body would be awful.
How is your body after a Six Nations that we've just seen, by the way? Or you due a rest, let's say?
Yeah, after Saturday, I don't think I've had sort of that neck and shoulder DOMs in a while. Sort of France are very physical. But even just day to day, like today, just potted about and I felt exhausted. I think it's more of a mental thing as well, because we've been in camp for about 10 weeks together.
Yeah.
So we had about 4 weeks training together even before the sort of program, the Six Nations launched. So it's been a long time away from home and sort of with the group. So needed a break.
What's the camaraderie like with that group? Because I guess in situations like that, you get to the end of 10 weeks, you think, oh, it's nice to get away from them for a few days. But then like 5 or 6 days down the line, you start missing people.
Yeah, no, it is. And to be honest, it is a good feel amongst everyone. The biggest difference is when food's not good. and then you feel the morale change. So it's very much driven by food. That's a big factor within the squad. But no, I think Easter weekend we had off, which was really nice. I think we had 4 days off. So yeah, that was good. And then we're all excited to come back in and got a buzz.
Yeah, nice one.
Sorry, I got a cough.
Time off, water break.
Pardon?
I just said time off, water break.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one, but sorry. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I think a few bugs going around in camp, so it's finally caught me.
Yeah, I was just going to say some of the viewing figures, Alex, were incredible for the games on television. And I also saw the other day that some of the figures were greater than the women's Super League football. It must be great for you guys to see the sport being so well received on television and being on national TV as well. Good for the game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said already. Oh, my voice. Sorry. Yeah, like I said already, it just shows that people are interested and want to get involved. So it is a great time to be a part of it all.
As well as the people watching on television, what about the crowd you're actually playing in front of? Because, you know, the last 3 games, the game at Gloucester, then the game at Leicester, and then finally away in France in Bayonne, you know, each crowd was over 10,000. And what's it like to play in front of that? Especially in places like, you know, Gloucester and Welford Road, seeing them so busy.
It's indescribable, really. Like, just, I don't know, you get goosebumps. It's unreal.
Goosebumps in the changing room, goosebumps out on the pitch, or when you're on the pitch, are you too fully engaged in what you're doing?
Oh, no, definitely engaged. But when you get there and you walk out for sort of the warm up, that is just unreal. But like even France, like you've got the crowd booing, and it just adds to it. Like we love it. It's all part of it.
Yeah, fantastic. And the France game was 50 caps. Family and friends out there to watch that, or were they all watching on television?
No, my parents were there, which was amazing to be a part of. It was very special. So I never thought I'd enjoy sort of running out in front of 10,000 people by myself. It sort of doesn't suit my personality, but I actually loved it. Sort of, some of the French people were booing. It was, but I just, it was such a cool experience, and something I will never do again, to be honest. So once in a lifetime.
That's you and Leanne over the 50 mark, then. So just 50 to go to catch Emily Scarrett up.
I'm not sure.
How will you be when you get there?
I don't think I'll ever get to 100, unfortunately. But I'm happy. Never been one to chase numbers, but it was definitely a day I won't forget.
Lovely. Well, hopefully you'll still be around in 6 months when the World Cup's on in New Zealand. England noticed in a group with France. What are your initial thoughts about a competition like that? I know you've only just finished the Six Nations, but will France be one of the serious contenders up there? And give us an insight into what you know about the Southern Hemisphere side, who we've not seen much of recently because of COVID.
So sorry. France, they'll be, personally at the moment looking at, I think they could be a final. South Africa, so we trained against them in the autumns, and it was a tough game, sort of to train against them.
Do they similar to their men's team, Alex, with a very big abrasive
players, just the tempo they want to play at, which is sort of exciting. They want to play that free-flowing offload game as well, a bit like France. So it'll be now they've sort of training together quite a lot at the moment. So I think they will be quite dangerous and come together. And then Fiji, not sure what they're going to bring. If they're anything like their sevens team, they could be lethal. But again, physical, strong, fast offload game again. So I'd say we've got one of the toughest pools.
And what's going on with the New Zealand team at the moment, Alex? The Black Ferns, who are traditionally your toughest competitor in the world. They've had some changes going on there. What's happened there?
I think they've lost their head coach. I think he's been removed. But they've had an influx of sort of exciting, knowledgeable, experienced coaches. A lot from the men's, a few members from the sevens come over. So I think they're sort of realising it's an important time for the game and inputting everything they can. So they'll be a completely different team to what we saw in the autumns. It's going to be hard.
When do you get the chance to view some tape of the Kiwis? When will they be playing games, and how close up to that first game do you actually start watching tape for those sides?
So they've got warm-up games, I think, for the World Cup. I think they've got Canada, USA, Canada, Fiji, I'm not sure who else. Yeah, a few warm-up games leading into the World Cup, as sort of every nation will. And then we'll sort of focus each game as it comes. Yeah. So usually the week we'll sort of, as soon as one game finishes, we'll start to look at the next game. So do a quick debrief from the game we just played, and then everything will be focused on the next one.
Okay. And how long's your build up for that? Comes around, Alex.
So we finish the Allianz League this month, and then we get a month off, and then we go into pre-season in July. So then we'll be with each other, I think, every week pretty much until the end of the World Cup in November. So yeah, a long time.
Right then.
A very long time.
Let's hope the food's good down there. That's the main thing.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And I think there's a lot of travelling around in New Zealand as well, so at least I don't get bored in one place.
Yeah, you just mentioned the Allianz League there, and there's a month left to go in that competition. And challenges for Worcester this year. What's been good and what's been not so good for you to work on next year?
Just our consistency. It's hard because we have got a young group. We've got such a tight knit group. The sort of psychological side of the group is unreal. But it is, I think, just our consistency. I'm so sorry. We've sort of pushed the top 4 teams to the last sort of 10 minutes of the game. We've been in it, or we've been leading, and they just know how to manage that game a little bit better. Okay. So it's been tough, and I think has knocked sort of the girls' confidence a little bit. But the progress they've made in the last 2 years has been ridiculous. So yeah, I think we're only going up.
And what about at the top of the league coming towards the playoffs? Where do you think the title's going to go this year?
That's tough. I don't want to say it, but most probably Saracens.
Okay.
It's usually Saracens Harlequins final. I think Quins have had a bit of a tricky season this year. Bristol have been good. I'm not sure. I know there's a few injuries sort of getting towards the back end of the season now. So some teams don't have their strongest out there. So that's all going to take effect.
Will you get some time off now? Are you straight back into it with Worcester?
No, got Loughborough this weekend. So yeah, straight back into it. Got I think couple of days off, so I'm back at training on Thursday, and then we've got Loughborough on Saturday. Okay,
and what are you craving when you finish rugby? What sort of thing do you fancy doing? Time to yourself, walking, beach, some sun?
Yeah, well, I'm actually off to Australia to see my sister, which I haven't seen since before the pandemic. So wow. Yes, some quality time with my sister.
Whereabouts is that?
Sydney.
Oh, superb.
Yeah, so yeah, pretty much best friends, and I haven't seen her in about 3 years now, so it's definitely needed. Definitely needed.
Yeah, you must have missed her a hell of a lot.
Yeah, I think, well, it's harder for her because she hasn't been with any of the family throughout it all, so yeah.
And that's pretty much the minute you start playing, is it? Have time for a break and off to Oz?
Yes, yeah. So end of the month, going off there. So yeah, definitely beaches and exploring.
Brilliant.
Coffee. That's all I need.
What about a crash out on some food? Are you one of these people that sticks to your routine and then is ready for a mash out on takeaway food, or do you generally get into such good habits that you can stick to them even when you don't need to?
No, I'm all about balance. I don't stick to a routine sort of all the time at all. I think, like everything in life, it's all about balance. Yeah.
That's a very well worded answer.
Well, if you need, just life's too short. A bit of chocolate makes you happy, do it.
Alex, just finish with reminding us about your didi classes again. Where are they and what time?
So Saturday we're at Worcester Rugby Football Club, and Sunday we're at Purdeswell Leisure Centre. Both are 9 to 11 in the mornings, and they are the 18 months to 3 years, 3 to 4, and the 4 to 6.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. That just leaves me to say, folks, thanks very much for joining us today. We've had a really good time. It's been nice to catch up. Alex, thank you so much for joining us. Please go and get some water now. We'll leave you to it. But thanks a lot for your time today, Alex, and for joining us. It's been great to catch up. Congratulations again on a Grand Slam and a 50th cap, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Folks, thanks a lot. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, and for more information, find out on www.didyrugby.com. Thanks a lot for joining us. I'm Martin Crowson, and we'll catch up with you again soon. Bye-bye.